and having the white man's prize, his queen, is a psychological symbol to myself that I am equal to him. So you can't be in love with white women and not at the same time feel inferior to white males.
You know, it's interesting. I like what you said about it is a political
You can't
decision.
separate love from politics. Love is the most political thing, just like we try to separate religion.
So do you feel that way if you marry Puerto Rican or Latino?
It depends. Why does it depend?
Or Asian?
It depends on consciousness, because we know what? Cuba and Puerto Rico were the two largest slave ports up into the 1800s. The Garvey movement, the red, black, and green Garvey movement, of which I'm a member. Do you know Cuba was the most thoroughly organized Garvey island in the Caribbean? Yes. You had more chapters of the red, black, and green in Cuba and in Puerto Rico than in almost any other island in the Caribbean.
Fidel Castro loved black and brown people.
No. Fidel Castro was a racist. Really? Oh, yes. Oh, he was a socialist. And when he was challenged on the racism in Cuba, because the Caribbean has a very entrenched color hierarchy. When he was challenged on the racism in Cuba, you know what he said? We do have racism, and we will have to deal with it. But we have to address socialism and capitalism first. So he put the issues of black oppression in Cuba second to the socialist agenda. Remember, Fidel Castro was an Italian. He was not Cuban. Fidel Castro, it was an Italian. He was a white man. He was not a Cuban.
I didn't know that. So yes. Why did he help so many African countries?
Because it was politically necessary and expedient. Remember, you do a lot of things out of diplomacy. I may not like envy, but guess what? I need the backing of envy's community to protect me, because America trying to take me out. So if I can get black America and black Africa on my side, I already got Russia. That insulates me even more when it comes to America trying to kill my image in the public eye.
Yeah, Cuba even allowed black people to go over there and get free, go to medical school for free.
Yes, a certain amount of them. Asada's over there. We appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Robert Williams went over there. We appreciate that without question. Yeah. But we're not talking about giving opportunity to individuals. We're talking about systematic opportunity. America gave me 6 degrees. America gave me a doctorate. I grew up with my father. I never been to jail, but I'm one black man. Systematically does America allow that. Castro did help a lot of our black revolutionaries, but that does not eliminate the fact that he was slow to move on the racism within his own cabinet. And it wasn't until he was challenged by those very same revolutionary Charlemagne that he began to address racism. Mm-hmm. Fidel Castro was an Italian, and I would argue a white supremacist nonetheless.
You're going to be in Brooklyn today.
Tomorrow night, Friday.
Today.
Yes, sir. I'm going to be in Brooklyn today.
You're going to be in Brooklyn today.
I'm in Brooklyn today. Come on out. Brown Memorial Baptist Church, 52 Gates Avenue. Doors open up at 4, power lecture at 6, book signing to follow.
And we're gonna get a bunch of emails and a bunch of tweets on the YouTube video saying, Dr. Umar, how Fidel ain't Italian and this and that. I'm like, look,
Fidel Castro is an Italian.
I'm not gonna I don't know. I got research.
That's not even debatable.
That's what I'm saying.
He never claimed not to be.
But that's what people don't realize when brothers like you come. We're having a conversation.
Yes.
So I'm going to we do the research later. Like that's what I think that's what any conversation should be about.
And the black socialists are going to be angry at my comment. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because we have an intellectual civil war within the Pan-Africanist community. You have Pan-African nationalists, which is what I am. That's the Garvey set. But you also have the Pan-African socialists. That would be more of the Stokely Carmichael, who's a hero of mine. But nonetheless, he was a socialist, as was W.E. Du Bois. What's the difference between the socialists and the nationalists? Real simple. Socialism grows out of Marxism, okay, the Communist Manifesto, that says racism was created by capitalists so they could get rich off of blacks. Mm-hmm. In other words, to get paid, we came up with a whole bunch of lies about black people to justify their enslavement. So if you get rid of the capitalism and the greed, you eliminate the racism. We say that's total bullshit. We can say you can get rid of the capitalism all you want. There's no capitalism in China, but there's still racism. Russia is not capitalist. It's one of the most racist countries on earth. You can eliminate the economic system envy all you want, but the social and psychological issue of racism will remain. Why? Because the primary function of racism is not greed. The primary function of racism is white genetic survival.